I'm going to first of all show you the DDM 4000, which is the new digital mixer from Behringer. The DDM 4000 is a digital 32-bit mixer, DJ mixer. As you can see, it's sort of got a lot more going on than the last mixer that they had brought out, which is the DJX 700. But one of the big changes for me are the faders. Whereas with the DJX it was an analog mixer, and that basically means that to get more volume it needs to press harder the further it goes up, the further the fader goes up. These are all optical faders, which means they run in parallel and let light through. So you can do this 4 million times and you're still going to get the same sound quality as you got the first time you did it. So that really is, an amazing improvement in this mixer, and you really can hear it. It's a 4-channel mixer with 2 mic inputs, and you can basically set things up with this mixer in a way that I've never seen before as a DJ. This screen here in the middle allows you to get into everything from your channel setup to your output, so you can have the output set up so that if you're running mid-highs and a subwoofer, you can have one of the outputs only sending sub-frequencies, which is really cool. The other thing in terms of the usability and setup, you could actually install this into a club, unlike their last 4-channel mixer. And it allows you to set up preferences on everything for up to 8 different users. So if you've got 8 residents at the club, they can all have the EQ and the output and the sampler and the effects, everything set up the way that they would like to see. Now, a lot of the features you will note from, say, a DJ M800, the Pioneer mixer, which is in a lot of the clubs. So really highly proficient kill switches for a start on the crossfader, which is really good. But the step further that Behringer have gone with this mixer is allowing you to set up the way that you want to EQ. You can still use your normal knobs for EQ. You've also got kill switches, and you've got kill switches for either side of the crossfader. But what it also gives you is a multi EQ, which you can once again set up the frequency range in which it will cut the music. So if I now just push the bass, it will only allow the bass frequencies through. And if I get some music playing, okay, so I can select just the different frequency range at the push of one button instead of needing to kill 2. And once again, these are all manageable through this screen here and these buttons here, so you can set it up to send through the frequency that you would like, which is really cool. On the left hand side here we have the sampler. Now the sampler, you can record up to 32 seconds of high quality audio, and it's very comprehensive. You can use it in a very simple way. You can set up the mixer and start mixing straight away, but if you're that way inclined, and I'm sure most people that buy this mixer will be, after a while you can really delve into the background of how things work for you and how you would like it set up. So with the sampler, that's your volume knob there. Right under that we have the record source, so since we're on channel 1, we'll leave that on channel 1 for the moment. Under here we have sample length. You can see most of this stuff, I'm sure. So you've got 1 beat, 2 beats, 4 beats, which is a bar, 8, 2 bars, 16, 4 bars, or endless, which will just keep recording until you either stop the recording or it runs out of memory. So, if we just set this up on a bar, and we are on channel 1, right, so that's now recorded that for me. I can change channel in which it's going to play on, hit the insert button, and then you have that sample perfectly synced. So, and you can just let that play and play and play. Get out of my way. And it will just keep going. With the headphone section, another really cool thing that they've done, DJs use different headphones. I love my Sennheiser HD25s, more like a monitor headphone, but a lot of DJs that play beat-driven music will, use a Pioneer or a Technics headphone, which really push the bottom end as opposed to the mid frequencies that you'll get out of a monitor headphone. In this section here, it allows you to punch either the snare or the bass. So it will either, if you're using headphones like this that don't have too much bottom end, you can push the bottom end button if you just want to hear a kick or a bass beat. It's obviously it's got split cue. And look, I think the big thing for Behringer in this model is it really does sound quite amazing. Now, the other big thing that this mixer does is it has MIDI. So it has in, out, and through. So it means you can plug in all your other MIDI device machines, and you can use this mixer to control software. So you can use it and map all of the buttons, knobs, faders to Ableton Live, or it actually comes with Traktor 3. And so it comes pre-mapped with all of the Traktor settings. And I tried this out the other night, and I don't use Traktor, but it works flawlessly with Traktor, which is really, really nice to see. Something that you won't really see, I don't think, from this, but if you hold your finger down on this middle button, a lot of these knobs up here, they do different things when you press them, so they're buttons as well as knobs, but by pressing in this middle one, you get into the whole setup. Now, with the setup, you can set up your microphones, your talk over, your channel setup, your effects setup, crossfader setup. Actually, on crossfader setup, I will show you something, because I think this is damn cool. Another way that you can EQ is by setting up your crossfader as crossover instead of kill. So if I press that there and exit out of here, now if I kill those frequency ranges there, you'll only get that frequency coming through. Once again, that is set up so you can change the frequency ranges, so it will be capturing the frequency ranges that you want to accent at any given time. With the effects, it's got a bunch of different digital effects. So if I select an echo, I've got this locked through auto BPM, which just makes it a hell of a lot easier. Really a very, very strong tool, because you can do it at the flick of the switch, know that it's going to sync in time, so you're not going to sound like a train wreck. And, you know, if you are that way inclined, you can set up that on manual if you want to make it harder on yourself, but it really does do all the work for you if you need it to and want it to, which I often do.